tragic and untimely demise of CDS General Bipin Rawat has shocked everyone. His death is surely a great loss to the nation, but after his death now, many of us have started questioning who will now be the successor, as the important post of Chief of Defence Staff is now vacant. But before we get into answering that question, let's take a quick look as to why this position was created in the first place and what is the real role of CDS in India. Who is the Chief of Defence Staff? General Bipin Rawat was India's first and current Chief of Defence Staff. General Rawat took charge as Chief of Defence Staff on January 1st, 2020 after serving as the 57th and the last chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee as well as the 26th Chief of Army Staff of the Indian Army. The post of CDS was newly created as part of the Modi government's efforts to restructure India's armed forces to meet present-day challenges. The appointment of a CDS was in fact one of the most significant recommendations made by K. Subramaniam-led Kargil Review Committee that was constituted in the immediate aftermath of 99 Kargil War to examine lapses in the war. The Chief of Defence Staff is a four-star general of the Indian Armed Forces. He is meant to be a single-point military advisor to the government on important defence as well as strategic issues for the Prime Minister as well as the Defence Minister. He also acts as the military advisor to the Prime Minister on nuclear issues and also as the head of the Department of Military Affairs. But CDS doesn't exercise any military command, including over the three service chiefs. The tenure of the CDS is up to 65 years of age and he will not be eligible to hold any government office after demitting the office of the CDS. Also, there will be no private employment for him without prior approval for a period of at least 5 years. Now let's take you through the role of the CDS. CDS prepares strategy papers on military matters for consideration of the competent authority. CDS also focuses on promoting coordination in procurement, training, staffing of the three services. He does it through joint planning and integration of the Air Force, the Army as well as Navy requirements. Tri-services agencies, organizations and commands related to cyber and space are under his command. He in fact evaluates plans for out-of-area contingencies as well as other contingencies. In fact, the CDS also dons the hat of permanent chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee. Now back to our initial question here, who will be our next CDS? Well, generally the second in command to every officer takes the lead next, but in this case, there is no line of succession. There is no deputy to the CDS here who would have ideally automatically officiated in his role in his absence. Well, there are speculations now that Chief of Army Staff General Manoj Mukund Naravane, who is senior to his counterparts in the Navy as well as the Air Force, is a front-runner to occupy the post of Chief of Defence Staff. It is also to be noted here that if General Naravane is promoted as the next CDS, then again there would be a vacancy in the Army chain of command as well. Eventually, it is up to the government now to take a call on who would handle his responsibilities and whether it would be temporary or permanent.